I love that doTERRA is such a family-friendly environment to be in. I was really just driven by the desire to share this with people and be empowered. And at the same time, I was having tons of fun with it.
I was the stereotypical skeptical husband.
And he's an attorney, and so that's one of the things that's awesome is that he's a researcher.
So I did a lot of research in the science behind the oils. I did a lot of research about the business model. I did a lot of research about the company of doTERRA.
I'll never forget him coming off from being like on the computer for several hours. I'm like, what the heck is he doing in there? And he comes out and he goes, well, I just read the policy manual. And I'm like, okay, sweet. What'd you find out? I haven't read that yet. And he's like, I'm seriously impressed with this company. I'll never forget the day that Kari walked in the kitchen, and we have on our wall, we have a calendar that shows like the monthly schedule. And he looked and he goes, Kari, I think I see some open spots where you can add in some more classes up here. And I looked at him, I'm like, are you serious? And he goes, yeah. He's like, I'll be on with the kids whenever you want. He said, feel free to fill the schedule with classes when you want. And that was just a real pivotal time for us where I felt super, like I think we both felt really partnered with each other. And I felt like I was called to do this, you know? I just felt like I would come home from these classes and I would I'm sure Gary will tell you, like I would sit on the couch with him and it's 11 o'clock at night after driving home and I'm just processing and I'm crying. I'm like, this is like, here I am crying right now, but seriously, I'm like, it's such an honor to get to share this with people. To get to be the spokesperson, to just be the one to share that drop of oil that might actually help that family with whatever they're dealing with. It just felt like such an honor. And I would come home and I'd process that with him and he's like, okay, I need to stop complaining that she's going and teaching classes because this is more than just a hobby. So at some point, I kind of felt like I was dropping the ball on, I've got the kids' activities and being a mom and all of those things had to come first before returning that, writing back or responding to that email or getting the newsletter out. And Gary could really see my tension happening. I said, I feel like we're at a crossroads that either I'm going to have to hire somebody to help me be on with the kids more or hire somebody to help me with the business. And he responded back in a way that was so cool and so unexpected though, but he said, well, what if that person's me? And I was floored. I was like, seriously? I did not see that coming, that cool curveball.
When we had that eureka moment, like that could actually be me coming home and doing this with her, we sat down and we kind of drew out what that might look like because it would be pretty radically different than what it looked like then. And we charted out what are the things that have to take place for this business to be successful. What are all the things that we do, teaching classes, supporting our team, and what are all of the details that go into that.
I feel like there was a shift that happened that we said we want to take control back over our schedule. And so let's be really intentional about making sure we're offering classes for the people that are really hungry and thirsty and like kind of want this. And then also just simple things like getting to know the do not disturb function on our phones and setting, that was hugely life-changing for us so that when we're even having our, hanging out on the couch at night after getting the kids tucked in, that my phone's not yelling at me. It's a big deal for both Gary and I. We work really hard that when it's our kid time, that we can be fully present with the kids and give ourselves permission for that because we know that there's time later today that are my office hours.
It has truly been a tremendous blessing to be as engaged as I've been able to be with kids. I coach baseball teams, I coach basketball teams, I'm present for other soccer games and dance recitals, and I take them to piano, and it is, those are things that I would not have been able to do otherwise. And again, our kids are going to look back at those things and they're going to remember the dad was there.
Never did I imagine, there's been so many cool little turns in the road for this journey that have been so unexpected, but such bigger dreams and bigger blessings than I could have ever prayed for. I think God looks down and he's like, oh my gosh, yes, I want to bless you in that way, but even so much more, even more than that. bigger things than you even know to be praying for. It's an exciting place to be, to feel like we can be free to say yes